English Teacher, Part 113. Basic voluntary movements resulting from combining reflex movements such grasping, crawling, pulling, or pushing. Perpetual responses or reactions to stimuli received through the senses such as balancing, dodging, or catching a ball or following spoken instructions. Complex voluntary movements that depend on the muscular endurance, strength, agility, and precision, for example, walking, running, swimming, lifting, writing, or typing. Skilled movement that require efficiency, for example, participating in sports, dancing, or playing a musical instrument. Body language, or sending messages by means of facial or body movements that express thoughts or emotions. Affective skills. Affective skills relate to the development or adjustment of feelings, emotions, values, and attitudes. An individual adds or changes components of the affective domain through a 5-step sequential process by receiving or becoming aware that a message is being sent or choosing to accept its transmission, responding or signaling the message that has been received, valuing or accepting, ascribing worth or committing to, that is, personalizing or internalizing the message, organizing or classifying, altering, understanding, and applying to the content of the message. Internalizing, that is, self-monitoring in order to behave in ways consistent with the message received and accepted. Wassermann's thinking operations. In 1967, Ratz, Wassermann, Jonas Rodson framed a system of thinking skills applicable to any school subject at any level of learning. These educators did not distinguish between skills and processes at that time, but a decade later, Wassermann reported on some of the skills they had classified. Wassermann in 1978 applied the earlier research of Ratz and his colleagues to teaching basic thinking operations by analyzing a number of learning processes and skills. He came to the following conclusion. Observing involves looking and sometimes listening, touching, or smelling. As your students observe perceptively, carefully, and accurately, you should show them errors stemming from the inaccurate observation that can lead to misinterpretation and false inferences. In order to check the validity of your students' observation, you will need to teach them reporting skills. Observation should produce greater understanding and more accurate data on which to base your conclusions. Collecting and organizing data are the processes that require several skills. Identifying appropriate sources, locating and assembling, examining and selecting, organizing systematically, logically, and coherently. Students may recognize data in the form of essays, reports, research proposals, menus, almanars, bibliographies, almanacs, thoughts, maps, solutions to mathematical problems, and so on. Composing involves looking for similarities and differences between two or more sets of items that may be closely related, for example, violins and violas, or more distantly, subtly related, for example, trains and steamships. Comparing requires the following steps. Observing details, seeking and sorting similarities, seeking and sorting differences, summarizing, listing information. By making comparisons, students gain awareness and insight. After much experience of this process, students learn to observe and compare before drawing conclusions. Classifying involves examining an assortment of the items sorting them to systematically, either mentally or writing, into related groups and giving each group a name